Alright guys, so Sarah's in my guard here. We're working from that side guard arm wrap position. As we've gone over, there's a lot of different ways you want to start by breaking our partner down. My partner's elbows are on the outside here. I really like to kind of like take my fingers, hook them inside from the outside so I can outside in. I pull those out as I pull my knees in, and that's going to give me easy access into our armpits, right? If her hands are more on the inside here, I might consider going underneath her wrist, bring my knees forward, plant her hands on the ground. Again, now I have the easy access towards the armpits. If you feel like you can't get her hands off, I can't get there, I can't get here, I like to do a double pocket grip here. I'm going to pull her hands up as I pull my hips up and away. I pull her hand up as I bring my knees in. I reach up and through, and I give my arm wrap. I'm going to come to the side. Now, once you have your arm wrap here, right, we went over triangle, we've been over cross choke. So now we're going to work on a series from the Kimura. So all I got to do for this, right, my hand that's here, like as if I was going for cross choke, is just going to track her arm and control her shoulder. This other hand is going to reach back and find her wrist. As I push that wrist through, this arm stays above her elbow, in between her elbow and her shoulder. I'm on her wristwatch, I grab my own. So I come from the top, through her arm, grab my own wrist. From here, my elbow comes down on the back of her shoulder, and I'm going to start rolling, and there I go. I don't like to push. Some people like to do this like push, but you see she's got a lot of motion here. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive my elbow down, and I'm going to roll like I'm rolling out of bed, okay? And I'm going slow here because it can come on quick, okay? Now Sarah's defense here, if she's really strong, is to kind of like push her wrist away and straighten out her arm. And when she does that, I'm going to guide it back to my head, in between my shoulder and my ear. I guide it there, and I pinch it with my shoulder and my ear. You notice that my arm that was around the elbow didn't move. So now, I just bring my hands together, and I call this the genie grip. If you don't like the genie grip, you can come right here on the gable grip. That's fine. But I come genie here, and I'm going to squeeze it to my chest as I do a crunch. Right there. The key here is being in the right spot. If I'm too high, like on her humerus here, on the back of her tricep, right? It's not enough. If I'm, too much towards her hands, I'm going to just get on her forearm too much. So I kind of need to be right over her elbow. And if my track once I did my Kimura, I'll be right there. So I just give it a little hug. Boom, I find it. So what's her escape here? If my head is loose, she turns her hand towards me, right? When she starts to pull it over my head or pull it back to her, I'm just going to take this kind of like arm drag position. I'm pulling it in front of her. I'm going to kick up, come over. As I come over to the top, I get both hooks in. You'll notice I've got control of her wrist. I'm going to start throwing my hips into the small of her back as I extend my legs. And I'm going to put my feet under through her hips here. Now my hips go down through the small of the back. This can be very painful for them. So if your partner's got back problems, partner, tell them I've got back problems. Don't do this right here, okay? Don't put a ton of pressure through their lower back. But what I would normally do, especially for you competitors, I'm putting a lot of pressure through the lower back. I'm picking up the head, and I'm going underneath the neck, finding my chokes, right? I can go collar chokes, I can go standard chokes, so rear naked or short choke. It's kind of your choice. Remember that in competition, anything nose in below is the neck. Anything, if you're on the street for some reason doing this to somebody, everything is fair game. Okay? In practice, what we like to do is we like to pick up the forehead and then go under, right? You can do it with your hand, you can do it with your forearm, whatever, okay? Any questions so far? That was a lot, I know, but I'll try to simplify it. Yes? No? Sorry? Yep, Kimura, straight elbow lock, and then back take, right? Okay, so one more time real fast. I'm going to break my partner down, get to my side guard. From here, I'm going to go to my Kimura. So I'm going to turn my body a little bit, track this elbow, grab her watch, grab my own watch. Rotate. Boom. From there, let's pull it right up here. See, I'm still at the elbow. Right there, I grab it. Then I pull it across. I start to kick up. If you can get to her back without unlocking your legs, that's awesome. If you can't, it's got to be quick, right? Because there's nothing holding her in now. So I gotta be reaching this, applying pressure as I come up. Boom, get over the top. Start working your way in. I'm gonna break her flat. Pressure through her back. Pick this up. Find my choke. Okay. Now, if you don't want to be that mean, flattening your partner out, if you just come right here, that's fine. You can work just a standard like rolling pin, like pin or block or elbow here. Pull through. We have the back here as well.